What's going on, YouTube? Thought I'd make a little update. Been a while. Been busy getting a little sanding done, trying to get something done so I could show y'all. And hadn't had much time, but I got a little bit done. I got the firewall primed up and rescuffed. I'm gonna give it another prime. The blanket fell down I had here on the ceiling when I was spraying my other parts I had. I painted them red after I primed them. That's why you can see a little bit of that red overspray, but the blanket fell down, and as you can see, it got right there, but I scuffed all that up, so it'll be good. The second coat, you won't even notice it. I figure I'll show y'all. First coat, epoxy primer done. Firewall's all nice and smoothed out. You can't even see that filler no more. So, yep, looking good. Ready for the second coat. And I got my tubs here all done up. Figure I'll show you. Things filled in. Here's how they looked before. As you can see, there's posts there and there. I don't know if you can see that, but if you look close, sorry it's a little dark in here. They would light up for this. See, I cut them posts off. They're gone. You know. All cleaned up, shaved. And to do that, like I said, I just cut them out. I just cut them out here, and then I cut little pieces off of there and welded them over the holes on here with a soldering iron. I seen an old guy in India or something do it with a wheelchair on YouTube. I posted a link on one of my channels, but yeah, so I just did that until and I used, you know, little strips out of the old stuff for like a welding rod, you know what I mean? And I just melted it in until it got all smooth, sanded it down, and then whatever it wasn't imperfected, I went over with the glaze putty, filling the little pinholes and stuff, you know. Got it just perfect, so looking good. I mean, like I said, a little bit of work, but I see. If y'all ain't followed him already, go check out Elko Warren video. I think it's on Elko Warren, yeah. Yeah, he did his tubs up. He just used epoxy glue, if I remember right. So I mean, that might be easier for you. I didn't know about none of that. I just did it this way. So there's a few ways of doing it, but like I said, it came out real nice, smooth. You won't even notice it after I get that coat of primer on it. That's all been done in 80 grit, and then I went over it with the 180 grit. You know, all the plastic itself is just 180, but anything like that I had to shave down. You know, the polyester glaze putty, I used 80 grit to get that down smooth, you know, just to chop it down fast, and then I finished it off with the 180 grit, so everything's ready for primer. And I'll show you this one. This one I had to weld because, like I said, it was this spot here was all burnt up in a fire or something, so I cut it off of this one. As you can see that piece missing? That piece I cut off there, and I welded it onto there, see? Using that plastic soldering iron method, and you ain't even tell it was welded. Both sides look perfect, so I throw primer on that, you won't even notice it. And I shaved all the posts. See all these posts on here? You can see four of them there. See how I just cut them posts right off? There are little chunks off of there, and then I just weld them over the hole I cut out. You know what I'm saying? But, yep. See all them dang posts? They're everywhere. And then you see on here, there ain't none. The only post I got is the two holding my reservoir, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm keeping my windshield washer fluid and my overflow. I'm going to paint everything you see here in plastic all black, and then I'm going to top it off with the two overflows in that Corvette red paint I got. I'll leave the caps black, but I'll paint the reservoirs red. So it'll be all black, and those will just sit on there with the red to offset it a little bit. And then I was pretty happy. I went to the scrap yard the other day, and the guy gave me a piece I was missing for free. I couldn't find one that connects to these inner fenders, you know. It's just down by the air dam, but mine was all cracked up. And the guy at the scrap yard gave me this one for free off of one of the other cutties, so I was pretty happy. So now I got a official set of perfectly good pieces. Those are all scuffed in the 180 grit and ready for primer. My air dam, that's all filled in and ready for primer. Everything's all been done and finished in 180 grit. So it's all ready for my epoxy. I was going to go to the 220 grit just to make sure there's no scratches, but I'll check it over after I throw on the epoxy and see if anything needs to be filled or not, because you could go over that epoxy with that glaze putty too, it says, but if needed, you know. So like I said, I'm learning as I go. Everything I've done is the first time, you know. I ain't no pro at this, but just go show you how you can do it with, you know, a little research and some trial and error, I guess. I've had a lot of error, but you know, I'm moving along. So I figure I'd show you all my little update. Like I said, there's the old, there's the new one, all clean, ready for prime. Then my firewall, I'll have that, all this. Hopefully, you should be up in epoxy prime next video. Hopefully, I'll get time this week. And like I said, I just gotta go and clean it all up and wax and grease it all, or rubbing alcohol, probably, since I already did the wax and grease ones. I'll probably just use a rubbing alcohol and I'll get it all nice and clean again. I don't know. But yep, I figure I show y'all. Comment, subscribe, like, whatever. Good, bad. Yeah, you can leave the bad out, but appreciate the views and the comments. Thanks a lot, guys.